Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum continues to be in this symmetrical triangle, which we could see as a trend continuation pattern. Yeah, so a symmetrical triangle is typically a trend continuation pattern. To be honest, there are different ways of drawing this triangle. As always, drawing a pattern is a little bit subjective. You could do it even a little bit like that, but even that would be a symmetrical triangle. It would just leave a little bit more space in that apex. Yeah, and I had a question earlier below one of my videos. No, it doesn't need to wait until it really gets into the squeezed into the absolute end of the apex. Normally triangles break out around 2/3 into the triangle, so it's about time for Ethereum here to break out. Can we predict in which direction that breakout will be? Well, we can only make assumptions and typically what you see here, because we are coming in a downtrend and we're consolidating after a downtrend, you could argue this is just a trend continuation pattern, and based on that you would break to the downside. More likely than not, I say it would break to the downside, also because the price has failed to build a new impulse here. You're basically making higher lows, you're making lower highs, and generally this is considered a symmetrical triangle. A consolidation after a downtrend would be then considered that this is a trend continuation pattern, but it doesn't need to happen like that. We can only make assumptions and really need to wait for that breakout. But it makes sense because it was when we came down here on the daily chart into the 24th of January, Ethereum was massively oversold. Yeah, you can see it here. I think it was as oversold as it hadn't been for since 2020 or something. So this was here March 2020. That is how oversold it was back here on the 24th of January 2022 on the RSI. So it makes sense that it had to bring those indicators up a little bit to recover a little bit, and that is essentially what it did. And also, if we count this as an Elliott wave triangle, which we can do, then we can assign here the waves to this pattern. And from an Elliott wave triangle, you also need to understand where do you actually come from. So we are coming from above. So the first touch here, you are not allowed to count as, for example, wave 1. No, but you start here, and this would then be that wave 1, the first touch. This would be the second touch, the wave B. This would be the wave C. This would be the wave D. Now what we need to see next is that wave E, and you would typically exit opposite of that wave E outside of that triangle. Now that wave E can overshoot wave C, so it can be that we can expect here possibly something like a fake out. That is typical, that happens. Yeah, and there's also a question, how do you actually draw this triangle? But I think we are due another move up here as that wave E before we then would exit that triangle to the downside. Yeah, that is what we can expect here. But again, we don't know until it happens, until the breakout really happens. And the support here of that triangle today is around 2,530. The resistance is at around 2,830. And until we really break here that wave A high to the upside to 3,230, and then also here that red resistance line, that wave 4 here at 3,420. So it's a bit of a zone going on there. I am not convinced that the downtrend is over, so I would want to see that break to be more convinced and more positive about the chart and that the downtrend could be over. Until then, if we stay in this range here, I'm not convinced that the downtrend is over, and my primary expectation has to be, not only because of the Elliott wave count, but just has to be that we are coming down lower here once more. And this of course is a possibility that we already completed here, that fifth wave, but you can also count it in a way that this here is a 3-wave move, that we are here in that 4th wave, a little bit like Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is doing. And then the last wave would be that wave 5 to the downside, where we would complete this higher degree wave 2, and we would then after that find support here, turn around and move to new all-time highs. That is certainly possible. And the next major wave up, we can expect prices above $6,500, but possibly higher. That would then be that wave 3. In this current scenario, the price is not allowed to drop below $1,700. If we drop below $1,700, then we have to expect much lower prices, we can then even get down to $1,000 and below. And you know, anybody who's obviously buying now is a little bit at risk that that $1,700 could break to the downside, and we have to sit it out. I am already dollar cost averaging in, you know, I do it, especially in the current prices. The other scenario or the other strategy is, of course, to wait for a confirmed breakout to the upside, and that would be, as I said, above that 3,400 or 3,430 actually, 3,430 level of that wave 4 here. So that's just my quick overview here about Ethereum. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.